Yo, what's up, guys? Happy Friday. Welcome back to another episode of the Supes Show. New episodes drop every Friday, and if you're new to the podcast, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification on the channel to get notified for future episodes. And if you're also new to the podcast, we are now officially streaming this podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Audio only is something that you guys had been requesting for a while, and so if you guys just want to listen to this podcast, we are now streaming over on those platforms. Also, we're encouraging clippings, so if you guys have any favorite moments from today's episode or even previous episodes, make sure to share it on TikTok and tag us, and we will engage, interact, repost, do whatever. We love doing this show, and we want to continue to do it for years to come, so you know, I would just love to engage with you guys on that front. Now, with that being said, today, as you guys can see the title of today's episode, we have a special mystery guest, and it's time to hop over and meet him. You guys know who he is. You guys have watched his movies, from The Black Phone to How to Train Your Dragon. Now this fall, he has The Black Phone 2 and a little film called Regretting You coming out as well, and such a bright future ahead. He's a fan of the show. He's a fan of the content. Let's jump over and have some fun with Mason Thames.
Dude!
Where's my boy at?
What the hell? What are you doing, man? Shut up!
Dude, let's go.
Oh.
We're here. We're finally here,
Shut
bro.
up! Let's do this.
Let's do
bro.
this thing.
Oh my god.
Any questions you have for me?
Yes.
Sweet.
Matt, can I just help you slate this camera?
Yes. What's up, guys? I'm Supes. I'm sitting here with my boy, Mason Thames.
What's up,
bro?
dude?
Long time coming.
Long time.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, so much to talk
Man.
about with you, bro.
So much.
It's like a lifetime to talk
This
about
is
in 8 minutes.
crazy.
It's crazy, yeah?
Dude, I keep on remembering, like, it felt like yesterday that I got on live with you on, like, in 2022 or
Dude,
something on, like,
that was
TikTok.
right-
That was crazy. We were just talking about Spider-Man.
And that was like right after the first film had come out.
That's crazy,
Which,
man.
My God, I mean,
4 years ago.
it's a lifetime ago, yeah?
Wild.
Dude, so Black Phone,
Yeah.
we're back with a sequel.
We're back.
One thing I love about this franchise, bro, it really hit me yesterday because I watched the movie last night. The reason I love these movies so much is because Finney and Gwen are always coming with the smoke.
Yeah.
It's not about escaping.
It's fun.
It's not about surviving.
Yeah.
You guys want to get your licks in, and
Yeah.
you doing this movie. I mean,
Man.
I don't want to spoil anything, but that's...
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
you get your licks in, bro.
Man, I haven't seen that part in theaters yet at all. This is gonna be, well, tonight's the premiere, so I'm gonna see it. But dude, I let my anger out. My hand was bleeding all over for real when I was doing. I can't say anything, but it was wild. It was wild. So I'm excited to see it. Yeah.
Crazy. I mean, bro, you're back for a sequel.
Yes, sir.
You got some more sequels in the works in the future. But what's been your favorite part about the entire Black Phone experience, and what was different for this sequel this time around?
I mean, honestly, just like the fan base itself, like genuinely, like making the first movie, I never could have expected, people have that type of reaction, connect to these characters and the story. So the fact that, it touched so many people, especially a younger audience, which is crazy. You should not be watching that type of movie at that age, but they kind of grew up with the movie and these characters, because this is 4 or 5 years after the events of the first film, and, a lot has happened, and Finney is seeing how he deals with that trauma or not. He doesn't want to think about it. He tries to forget it ever happened, and he bottles it up, and because of it, every night he closes his eyes and he sees what happens, so he tries to drown it out by weed or whatever helps, and it truly he's just an angry person. And I think whenever he gets into an altercation, that he's not fighting that person, he sees the grabber, and he's just taking out what he did to him, and
Yeah, that was one of my bigger takeaways of seeing the growth in Finney's character, because after watching the first film, it's such a satisfying movie that you're kind of like, damn, this doesn't really need a sequel.
Yeah.
But then I watched this and I'm like, oh my God,
Yeah,
it
it's crazy.
recontextualizes what you how you feel about the first film.
Well, that's exactly what I thought, because the first film just ended, and it felt like its own thing. But then going into a second one, I was like, and I would never do something for just a cash grabber or whatever, but I trust these people and these storytellers, and I love these characters, and I knew they had another story to tell. And because the first movie was a kid going into a teen and dealing with that traumatic event, and this is a teen going into manhood and dealing with the trauma of that and seeing how he does that. Finney's different, man. He's an angry human being, and it was a lot of fun to play. So,
dude, yeah, I mean, it was really great to see it all come to life. I mean, by the end of it, I was like, is this better than the first one? I'm still debating it in my head, like which one's better. You mentioned the fans and how there's gonna be an entire generation of fans that are growing up loving this franchise. The Crabber's he's become one of the horror icons.
That's so crazy.
You know?
That's so. I can't even like wrap my head around that. Like it feels like yesterday that I just shot that movie, and originally it wasn't called The Black Phone. That was not the title. It was Static.
Static.
It was Static, and then I remember when we were filming, they changed it, and they were like, "Oh yeah, it's called Black Phone now." I was like, "That's so stupid." Like the Black Phone, that is Static sounds so much cooler. And then kind of like a Karate Kid situation. It wasn't called the Karate Kid, and Ralph Macchio made fun of the name, and then it became so iconic, which is, yeah, that dude.
Now here we are.
That dude. Yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk with you about Spider-Man, bro. I know Spider-Man 2 is your favorite movie of all time. You probably haven't talked about Spider-Man today.
Shit.
When it comes to the OG Raimi trilogies, they just had a re-release. I got to watch them on the big screen again.
I didn't, man.
Really?
I was filming.
Dude.
Yeah, I'm genuinely like, I'm gonna rent out a theater and just put it up. Like,
no, bro, we gotta contact IMAX and get you down to the IMAX headquarters.
Man,
watch them in IMAX. Get the re-release.
Exactly.
When you look back at that trilogy, I'm sure there are films that you rewatch a lot, whether you're traveling or just when you're staying put. How has that OG Raimi trilogy kind of made you the man that you are? Because I know it's definitely shaped the way I grew up.
I mean, it's kind of the reason why Spider-Man 2 specifically is everything to me is, he goes through a lot, like physically and mentally, and just his personal life, and because of that, it affects him being Spider-Man. He thinks maybe I shouldn't be this, maybe I shouldn't be that, and it's kind of his perseverance being like, no, I want to do this, and I am Spider-Man, and that's what he does, and he saves people and affects people, and there's just so much hope in that. And man, I just love Spider-Man. Like, I just love Spider-Man, and having so many different messages in that movie, it's always hit me, and it's always given me hope. It makes me happy, and that's exactly what, that's exactly who Spider-Man is, and what comic book movies should have nowadays. Like, I watched the new Superman movie, and that gave me so much hope, and it felt alive again, and that's something that's been missing for so long, and just hope.
Yeah, it's a great time to be a Marvel and a DC fan.
Very much, yeah.
Now DC's coming with their own universe.
Man.
We've kind of talked about it a little bit here and there, but when you look at the DCU and all of the characters that are coming to the big screen, are there any characters that you yourself would want to play and have been a fan of growing up?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think this is one that's somebody brought it up to me today. Robin has been a dream of mine forever. He means the world to me, especially Dick Grayson out of all of them. And he just, I don't know, I grew up with him. He was everything to me. He's like Spider-Man to me. It goes Spider-Man, Batman, Robin, and the Flash. Those are my top.
That's a great
list.
And
that's just it. And also Flash would be dope. And I mean, just honestly anything. I'd love to be a part of that world and bring any character to life. I also think just James Gunn is brilliant, and I just love his work. So just as a fan, just watching, I'm having a great time. So yeah.
I remember when we were at CinemaCon for How to Train Your Dragon and they debuted it there.
Yeah.
I told all my friends, I was like, guys, this is Dick Grayson right here. You don't know it yet. This is Dick Grayson right here. And then they watched the movie and they were like, all right, I can see it now. I can see it now.
Man, that would be a dream. Like, I mean, Hiccup has already been, a lifelong dream. I was him for Halloween. I was also Robin for Halloween. I would love to do that.
Dude, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Now, my final question for the Black Phone is with the sequel, now there's a whole new, winter cabin in the middle of the forest vibe. For you as an actor, how did the environment change fuel your performance in this film? Because I feel like it created an entire vibe that centers and ties to the story.
Yeah, I mean, there was this movie. Everybody knows The Thing. I watched The Thing not too long ago for the first time, which is crazy, and just the setting of that movie and it being in a blizzard and all that snow, it feels isolating, and you feel like you're so alone, and you have the people you're with, and you're trying to survive. And the setting of this movie really kind of reminded me of that, because in that camp, it's isolating. It's terrifying. Like, you have nothing. You have just yourself and your instincts, and you got to survive this dang dude. And and I think filming in the actual snow up in Toronto, it was tough, man. It was really cold. I couldn't feel any of my body parts. It was hard to speak. And I remember they were just like, oh yeah, here's a thermal, here's this, put this under, be warm. And I put some stuff on, but most of the time I was just like, no, just take it away. Because I thought to myself that, putting myself in Finney's shoes, he's been through so much stuff and so much trauma, and this cold to him isn't really anything. And just being in that headspace kind of helped. And yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like that would really help you as an actor because it's like you're taught to use
and
it,
also
right?
just gaslighting myself, being like, oh, it's hot.
Sweet. Well, thank you. Our time's up, man. But thank you so much for,
Come here, man. So good.
New York Comic-Con is going down this weekend. If you guys are watching this episode right now, Connor and I are potting it up in the hotel room every night because this is going to be such a jam-packed weekend for so many shows and things that we love. And so our full New York Comic-Con recap episode will be dropping next Friday. But Connor, in the meantime, Thursday, we're starting off day one. We got some stuff for I think A Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Yep.
Game of Thrones.
Oh my God, yes, I have been waiting for that one. I love Dunkin' Eggs so much, and the fact that they're actually going to make this a real live-action story, I cannot wait.
Yeah, that's going to be sick. I mean, Game of Thrones is my favorite show of all time, and I love House of the Dragon Season 1. Season 2, not so much. Hoping Season 3 is much better than Season 2. But I'm really looking forward to this and just being back in this world. And I never read Dunkin' Egg, but I know vastly a little bit what the story's about.
Yeah.
And I'm just excited for more expansion in the Game of Thrones universe. And we're going to get a little taste of that first thing Thursday morning. Then at night, or just throughout the day in general, we're doing a ton of stuff for Alien Earth.
Oh my God, I cannot wait.
Yeah, dude.
That season finale, bro, like absolutely insane.
I mean, dude, just the show in general really shocked me because I didn't expect it to be that good, and I didn't expect it to look that good. They like really put in the production budget necessary in order to do a show like this justice.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what they did, and there definitely needs to be a season 2 with the way season 1 ended.
Absolutely, and I was just gonna say it's so cool to see them do like the time tradition of making the xenomorph real for the show. I'm sure that was crazy on the budget, but the fact that they said that's what we need, it paid off so well. And if you're a Covenant fan, like you love David like I do, like seeing the origin of synths and all that stuff, oh my God, it was just so cool.
Now, on Friday is when things start to heat up, because we have my second most anticipated panel of the con, which is Invincible. And the panel title is the greatest Invincible panel in the history of panels ever.
Oh my God.
With a title like that, holy cow. I mean, bare minimum, we're getting the trailer for season 4, which we know is going to be bare minimum. And they've said that that's going to drop early 2026. So we definitely are getting that season 4 trailer. But I really do think the big kicker will be them bringing out the actor who will play Thrag on stage.
What if he has like a mustache and everything when he comes out? Like he goes full Loki.
Bernthal. Give me Bernthal.
Don't even joke.
That was my dream Thrag casting that I put out after season 3 ended. And I was like, bro, Bernthal coming out on stage.
Yeah.
Wow, he's also filming Brand New Day and doing his thing.
I always pictured Josh Brolin as Thrag.
Really?
And then when he came out as Conquest, no, he wasn't even Conquest.
It was Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yeah, Jeffrey Dean Morgan. So it's like I've always heard Josh Brolin's head in my voice for Thrag, but I don't know. I feel like he might be a little too played out, but I feel like he just fits in that Viltrumite theme.
I just feel like it would be too redundant, because he Thanos was so iconic.
Thanos voice is so iconic.
So we got Invincible, definitely getting a Thrag casting, definitely getting the trailer, and I'm curious if there's going to be any more to that because again, for them to hype it up as the greatest Invincible panel in the history of panels ever, there's what else can they possibly reveal?
I wonder if it is
maybe they show an episode.
Whoa.
Which that happens with some panels at some Comic-Cons. Like Alien Earth, they're showing the finale.
Ooh. And Invincible is kind of around the corner, right? Like, aren't they aiming for like a February release? Okay. So that is possible. And that would be crazy. That would be insane.
That would actually be insane.
I
They show a full episode and then it's like a trailer for the rest of the season.
Yeah. Oh my God. The cliffhanger, would be insane.
Give me that.
I'm kind of expecting them to announce kind of like what they've been doing last year. Like they'll just announce like 5, 6, 7 maybe are like in production. They're happening right now.
That'd be amazing as well. And I do anticipate them to continue to like up the ante because we need to be getting a season every January, February, yearly.
It's so nice to see that they learned from their mistakes with season 2. Like season 2 was such a great season, but it got halted so hard by the split.
Yeah, for sure. And now again, let's triple the animation team. Let's greenlight it every single year on repeat.
Yeah.
And let's just keep it going. Let's keep the momentum going because the fans are going to watch. We're going to watch. I swear to God, Invincible is my favorite show. Ever since Game of Thrones has ended, Invincible has been my favorite, like, ongoing show with ease.
It's like the most reliable, like, show out there. Like, you know you're going to get crazy, emotional stories every season.
And every season continues to get better and better. And we're still not even at, like, we're not even close to like the peak of the Invincible story.
No, you can look at all of this as like prequel stuff to like what really takes place. It's going to get crazy. And if they can bring the animation from that last episode, like that conquest fight.
Keep that consistent.
I still, whenever I close my eyes, I can picture like that Mark hair movement. Like, and it's just like, dude, just give me that for a whole season, please.
Also going down on Friday, we have Blumfest, which... they're going to be unveiling, footage of like a ton of their upcoming horror movies.
Give me 5 nights. Give me 5 nights. Like I'm so excited for that movie.
Definitely going to show stuff for the 5 Nights sequel. But moving forward, on Saturday we have a panel for The Running Man, which is the newest Glenn Powell action thriller, comes out this November, and then Marvel Television has a panel, and originally I wasn't really all that excited for this because I just thought about Wonder Man.
Yeah.
But like, no, they got a ton of stuff they can show for next year in particular.
Oh, yeah.
X-Men 97 Season 2, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man Season 2, Daredevil Born Again Season 2, The Punisher Special.
Yep.
Those 4 alone are heavy hitters for Marvel Disney+.
Absolutely. Like, I'm praying for Green Goblin and My Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, bro. Oh, my God. I know they would cook with that.
I really missed that show.
I do, too. It was really fun.
And X-Men 97, the best Marvel Disney Plus show aside from Loki, arguably better than Loki. That's coming back. We got Apocalypse.
Yeah.
At the center of this season.
Yes.
Gambit is gonna come back as like the Horseman of Death or something like that.
Yep.
It's
gonna be awesome. I have some crazy theories about Daredevil if you want to hear them for a second.
Hit me.
Okay. I think Daredevil Born Again Season 2, we know how Season 1 ended where he's going to take on the corruption in the city, the corrupt police, the corrupt mayor. I think he's getting arrested at the end of Season 2, and he's ending Season 2 in jail. And I think that's how they're connecting him to Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Really?
Yes, because if you follow set photos from Brand New Day...
Daredevil?
Yes. When you look at the set photos from Brand New Day, they have, for the past week, been filming at a prison.
Mm.
And it's the scene where John Barenthal's truck smashes through that wall.
That'd be sick.
Now, I keep trying to think, why would John and Spider-Man work together? To free Daredevil.
And it's like, when you have a character like Punisher and Spidey hanging out, like, the obvious thing that fans want to see is Daredevil to join that mix.
It's like there's something missing there. And I think I've put it together, and I think that means we would get a crazy action sequence of the 3 of them breaking out of prison together.
Yeah, that'd be really sick. I mean, oh my God, the prison break sequence from Season 3 of Daredevil, or where he's like in the Sanus.
The Punisher one?
No. In Daredevil Season 3. When he's in the prison and it's the Wonder, and they try to like take him out there.
Dude, imagine we get a Wonder where he's in a prison suit and then just his mask. Like, and then Punisher and Spider-Man are out there. Like, oh my God. Like, I think I've connected the dots. So you can clip this and get ready to wait for it for Brand New Day. I think that's how we get Daredevil in there.
And if they're showing stuff at this Marvel panel for the Punisher Disney Plus special, which I very much think they will.
Absolutely.
Because I do think that's going to, I mean, they already finished filming that, but I think that will come out before Brand New Day. Mm-hmm. And maybe even before Born Again Season 2.
Yeah.
So in that case, like, Bernthal probably has to be there to promote that.
Yep.
So he promotes that, shows up as Thrag. It's a burnt all weekend, bro.
It is. And I think that is turning into a low-key, like, street-level beautiful storyline that starts with Born Again and then kind of just, like, through Born Again, through The Punisher, through Born Again season 2, and then 2, and then ends at Brand New Day. It's like this perfect little story. And then probably season 3 of Born Again, like, finishing off Kingpin and stuff. But, like, I think this is a perfect through story for these street-level heroes.
I agree. Keeping it grounded. And with season 2, we're going to see so many more heroes like the other Defenders.
Yeah.
And so they're just going to continue to build out that story of like Fisk being that massive overarching villain for the New York heroes and him enforcing like the anti-vigilante task force.
Yeah.
Probably creating a prison for vigilantes specifically.
Exactly. Exactly.
And that could lead to some really interesting stuff with Brand New Day, considering Spider-Man is New York's biggest hero.
Absolutely.
Definitely want to see some more of that. But I'm really hyped for this Marvel television panel because we're also definitely going to get the trailer for Wonder Man, which is coming out in like 2 months.
Yes.
And we like haven't heard anything about it.
And if you're a Wanda fan, you need to lock into this show. Like, I think it's going to have crazy connections to Vision Quest and Wanda.
Yeah, I think it could because Wonder Man naturally has connections to those characters in the comics.
Yeah.
But I actually think this one is going to be very standalone.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, because it's like set in like LA, him being like a Hollywood actor.
Yeah.
And then he ends up getting powers. Sorry, Mom. We're filming. And I don't really know what to expect from the show because we haven't seen anything and it comes out in 2 months.
Yeah.
Like, does that worry you a bit?
I think it's kind of probably just leaning towards what you're saying. Like, it's going to be a very self-contained story. Like, I think with Marvel, they want to just market the bigger things, the things that, like, connect the universe and all this stuff. Because it's kind of like what they did with Ironheart. Like, there wasn't a ton of promotion, but if you watched it, it was a great Marvel show, you know? And it fit into the Marvel universe very well, but it didn't connect to, like, Doomsday or something larger like that. So it's just, I just don't think they market it as heavy anymore.
True.
It's like, this is for the fans that are going to watch it anyways. Like, you know what time it drops. You know what day it drops. Like,
And it's really felt like after Ironheart or before Ironheart.
yeah.
Like, they really haven't done much marketing at all for, like, the Disney Plus stuff.
No.
Like, barely marketed Ironheart, barely marketed Eyes of Wakanda.
Yeah,
Barely,
that
barely
sucked.
marketed Marvel Zombies. And
Yeah.
now with Wonder Man, like, they're, like, keeping it pretty tight. I mean, it comes out in 2 months. I think less than 2 months because it's, like, middle of November.
Yeah.
And we still don't even have a single trailer. Like, they're keeping it tight with a lot of these Disney Plus shows. And I think, coming off of your point, it's because they want to like shift the general audience's like, I guess, attention to just the bigger things instead of making them feel like, oh, they have to watch everything.
Right.
Because like the Marvel fans that follow the MCU, they're naturally going to watch this stuff without even seeing a trailer.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. And it's like, I think I know it might be kind of messed up because they're not promoting their things, but it's like, you know, shows like Agatha, Echo, and now Ironheart and Wonder Man, it's like, they're good. They are really good Marvel shows about these characters and stuff, but they don't connect to Doctor Doom or Doomsday or the multiverse or anything like that. And so it's just like, if more eyes go to it, they're going to be like, well, why am I watching this? What is this leading to? What are we even doing with stories anymore? And I think it's just like, you get better Rotten Tomato scores, you get better fan receptions when it's just like the people that watch it because they genuinely want to watch it rave about it. You know, I'll always rave about Ironheart and Agatha. Like, I love those shows, but it's like, I don't know. I don't think they did like crazy numbers.
And actually, I'm pretty confident in Wonder Man, even though I haven't seen anything, just because Destin Daniel Cretton did this series.
Right. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it looks, from the
Like,
couple shots we've seen, it looks super interesting.
Bro, this was like the last Marvel project he did where Marvel was so happy with his work that they gave him Spider-Man.
Right. And
like, Wonder Man might actually be better than his work on Shang-Chi. We just don't even know it yet because we haven't seen anything.
it could be because there's probably not going to be any like overtly CGI like dragon fights and stuff. He gets to kind of just stick with what he knows with the grounded area. And I'm really excited for that. And I wish we had gotten more marketing. Like, do you remember for Fantastic Four, he showed up in character? Like,
Yes.
I'm surprised we didn't see him at Tron last night or anything. Like, they should be shilling him out to all of these premieres, just staying in character. And that's the promotion itself, because that got so much buzz online that he was doing that.
Yeah, for those of you guys who don't know, at the Fantastic Four premiere, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, who plays Wonder Man in the show, he showed up to the Fantastic Four premiere in character as Simon Williams, who is like an actor, and he was just walking the carpet like
Full costume, like
full costume, fully in character,
doing
and
interviews. Like, it was really cool.
that was really cool to see.
And I wish he had kept doing that. Like, I wish we saw him, because there were so many films dropping this summer. Like, that could have been its own promo without any trailers or anything. That's just like, who is he? What is he doing? Like, you know, that's interesting enough, I feel like.
And you can't do that with any other character.
No.
know what I'm
Like,
saying?
this is one of those perfect moments where he's an actor inside the MCU. Like, milk that. Where was he at Marvel Zombies? We didn't see him there. Like,
I mean, to be fair, there wasn't really a carpet with like press.
yeah, there's still cameras, though. There's still photos.
I guess.
Like,
I mean, coming off of our Marvel convo right now, I wanted to dive into a topic that's been like highly debated over the years, and every single one of you guys are gonna have your own answer to this question. What is the most underrated Marvel film?
Oh, whoa.
I got two that come to mind.
Okay.
Avengers: Age of Ultron is severely underrated.
Okay.
Because people, I guess, automatically overlook it because, yes, it is the worst Avengers film, but they're all great. Okay. But to me, it's the only Avengers film where they're actually a team from beginning to end.
Yeah, true.
We didn't get that in the first Avengers, didn't get that in Infinity War, didn't really get that in Endgame. Like, in Endgame, they are more united, but, like, the first hour of the movie is them, like, slowly coming back together. So I really love how in Age of Ultron, like, they are a team from beginning to end. And when it comes to Age of Ultron, man, like, there is so much to talk about this film. I mean, Ultron is easily one of the best MCU villains. I thought the Bruce and Nat romance was whack.
Yeah,
that should not have been in the movie.
Yeah.
Nat should have gotten with Steve. They set that up so perfectly in Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
And I thought that would have been a great romance to follow up instead of Steve, like, eventually going back to Peggy.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I get it. Peggy's a baddie. I'd go back in time for Peggy too. But now when I have Natasha Romanoff, like, risen me up in Winter Soldier.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I didn't like the Bruce and Nat romance. What else? What else from Age of Ultron that you think they could have done better?
Oh my God! I wish they hadn't, like, completely killed Ultron. Like,
Yes.
He is a villain that deserves to be reoccurring and everywhere.
Ultron should have gotten the 2-movie treatment.
Yes.
He should have had 2 Avengers films.
I also think Age of Ultron would have been a perfect opportunity to introduce Ant-Man. You know, or at least Hank Pym. You know, maybe he doesn't have to wear the suit, but that's the excitement that builds up towards Ant-Man. And because it feels weird without him being the creator. Like, I don't mind the Tony creating him, but it's just like there's a much better dynamic with Hank, you know.
Actually, I disagree.
No.
I think it was perfect writing for Tony to want to be like, yeah, I want to create a suit of armor around the world because when I went up to space and saw a massive alien army heading towards Earth, I want to best prepare Earth for that.
It was.
That's literally peak fucking writing. I swear.
It was good. I just, like, I don't know. There's a certain bond that Hank and Ultron have where it's like Hank puts all of his failures into Ultron and Ultron knows it and resents him for it. And, like, I don't know. There's just a great relationship there that I think would be cool to explore. Like, it's really weird seeing Hank Pym not even know who Ultron is in the MCU. But besides that, I mean, like you said, the Nate thing was very weird. Or the Nat thing was very weird. I wish we had explored more of Wanda's powers in that, because every time she did, like, one of those hallucinations, it was really, really cool. And then we never got to see that again, which was a bummer.
Yeah. I mean, that
Hulk versus Iron
hallucination
Man fight
sequence, the Hulk versus Iron Man fight, All of the stuff with them on the farm where Steve and Tony start to bump heads while they're chopping wood.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
The final battle is really good as well. Oh, Quicksilver shouldn't have died by bullets.
Yeah.
Quicksilver should not have died.
Yeah.
He shouldn't. I thought Hawkeye should have probably been the big death. And I thought Hawkeye was going to be the big death considering the way they set that up with his family.
Yeah.
And again, Ultron should have gotten that 2-movie treatment, because the thing about Ultron, in a similar way to Kang, is that part of the danger of that villain is that they're always constantly coming back.
Yeah.
And they're finding a way. Like in Age of Ultron, he literally kills himself and comes back with another body instantly.
Like the coolest thing in the world.
It's the coolest thing. And
coolest
then,
thing in
like,
the
you're
world.
going to tell me the Avengers got every Ultron bot, bro?
I know.
Ultron would have had contingencies.
No, it's the same thing like how in Homecoming, you know, he's going through the plane and he pulls out an Ultron like helmet. Like that should be the scariest thing in the world. You know, and he just tosses it like it's nothing. Like if Ultron's still in there, even to like a 1% chance that Ultron is just sleeping in there, that should scare everyone.
Yeah. We're going in on Age of Ultron right now, but I love this movie. Like, there's so much to love about this movie.
I do too.
And the marketing, bro, with the whole Pinocchio, I've got no strings on me. Like,
Yeah.
that was so unique.
Bars.
Bars.
Yeah.
And
I will say the one improvement that for Tony making Ultron was the Ultron personality, like having a little bit of Tony in him.
Yeah.
Like that was really fun. And he played that really well. Like he's not exactly Tony, but you can see the mannerisms and stuff. Like that is really, really cool.
and when he first comes out and meets them as, like, a beaten up Iron Man suit.
Yes. Oh,
That
my
was
God.
so sick.
Oh my God.
I mean, I still remember that first trailer where, like, Ultron comes out like that and all of the Avengers, like, huddle around him. Like, what a moment, man.
It's
Take
so
me back.
spooky.
So
We could talk about that movie forever.
we actually could.
Yeah.
We actually could. I love that movie so much. But aside from Age of Ultron, I also think Iron Man 3 is severely underrated in terms of, like, the most underrated MCU film. I think it might be Iron Man 3 over Age of Ultron, because Age of Ultron is still kind of liked by most people.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, a lot of people say Iron Man 3 is, like, one of the not worst, but
Yeah.
it's on the lower end of, like, the MCU spectrum.
I feel like just as a movie itself, it's not bad, but like as the definitive final movie of his trilogy, it's just a little underwhelming.
I fully disagree, bro.
I don't like, just because
Dude.
that's not the villain you really expect, or like how that final fight works. Like it's
The final fight was awesome.
it was, but it just
You know,
also
to the
felt
Iron Man
like-
suits fighting each other in a rig.
It's I don't know, man.
Bro.
It just feels kind of small.
No, it does not.
Like the
dude.
Ironmonger
the
fight
airplane
feels bigger
sequence
than that.
where he's catching everyone and
No,
they're,
I
like,
agree.
falling.
That's a great sequence, but that's not really the final fight. Like
Well, what I love about that movie is that it hones in on the fact that, like, Tony Stark's power comes from him being Tony, not from an Iron Man suit. And, like, he
Yeah.
says that at the end of the movie when he's, like, quote unquote done being Iron Man. He says, you can take my suit of armor, you can take my toys, but one thing you can never take away from me is that I am Iron Man.
Yep.
And that was such an awesome way to, like, bring that trilogy to a close, when Tony always thought that he had to be something in order to be of value, which is why, you know, he made the suits in the first place. He ran Stark Industries the way he did back in the
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
But now, like, Iron Man 3 is... I also love the whole dynamic between him and Harley Keener, the kid he meets. I love that, bro. Nah, give me that.
Good. It's good. It's just like forced. Like I don't know. Like there's something about it where it just doesn't really make sense, but it leads to cute moments and great lines and
Bro.
great moments. Like the anxiety he attacks, like he keeps having. Like I really enjoy those. And I think one of the biggest problems is that they just didn't really know what they were doing at the time with this character. Like they treat that movie's ending like, bye. Like, this is the last time you're seeing Iron Man. Like, he's donezo. And then they immediately bring him back for, like, Civil War and...
No, it was Age of Ultron. Or
Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
Wait, I thought... No, Iron Man 3 did come out before Age of Ultron. Yeah. Like, they end that movie like his life is over and then he's just back. Like, he has the whole sunset moment of, like, I'm done.
I guess so. It's all good. I mean, I like it.
All right, let me
It's still hit for me.
I feel like you're going too light on these. Like, I'm going to be real. My underrated one that I think is severely overhated is Far From Home. Like, I think that's a damn near top 3 Spider-Man movie.
Bro, that movie is universally loved.
Far From Home?
Yes.
Oh.
Most people love that movie. I hate that movie. I think it's the worst Spider-Man film.
That's insane.
It's
That
not
is-
even remotely close. I do think it's the worst Spider-Man film.
No, like this is what I'm talking about. Because you saying it's universally loved, all I get is conversations like this of people saying it's bad. And the one complaint I can give to you is that bully. Like, there's just no payoff to that. It doesn't really make sense. But everything else about that movie, I think, is damn near peak for Spider-Man.
Peak?
Yes.
My guy, peak? We just
Yes.
saw the Toby movies in theaters this weekend. Peak? Look.
They're up there
Look,
with it. They're up there
First
with it.
off, do we really like seeing, like, Peter develop a crush for MJ off screen and we just start the movie and he's suddenly, like, into her when he didn't even look her way in Homecoming?
Oh, come on. There
that
were
whole
sparks in Homecoming.
That whole random love triangle in the first act that they completely forget about for the rest of the movie because it was probably something that they just rewrote in the script while making the movie. I really just didn't like seeing Peter in a non-New York setting. Like, it's something I always wanted to see in a Spider-Man film, but I didn't necessarily like the way it was done.
I'm glad we got it.
MJ just calling out that Peter's Spider-Man instead of her having a dramatic moment of, like, finding out his secret identity.
No.
That is garbage.
No.
And it's so
No.
garbage.
No.
It's so garbage
No.
that No Way Home erased all of that and retconned it with the spell. So
No.
now they can actually do it right.
No, you are so wrong. I always go back and rewatch that scene of them on the bridge. It is a perfect moment between those two.
That scene is genuine rage bait. Her just being like, yeah, I knew you were Spider-Man the whole time.
That's not how it goes at
What?
all. That's not how it goes at all.
What?
They're sitting there and she goes like, you're going to
No.
tell me you're Spider-Man? And he goes, no, that's not what I'm doing. And she's like, oh, okay. Oh, and then they start having a conversation. Then the illusion thing pops out and he goes, MJ, I'm Spider-Man. And she goes, what? What?
Bro, we can watch the scene.
I was only 60% sure. Like,
But she called it out. She said, yeah, you're Spider-Man. And then that moment happens. And then she's like, oh, I wasn't sure. But, like, I was just guessing. Like, what? That's how you're going to reveal to his love interest that he's Spider-Man?
it makes total sense
Oh
to me.
my, it's the same way how at the end of Homecoming, Aunt May finds out that Peter is Spider-Man. And then it's just,
I love that moment.
it's just played off as a joke. No emotional stakes whatsoever. It should be, bro, it should be like a world-shaking reveal for like, bro, if you found out that I was freaking Spider-Man or Superman,
Yeah.
it would rock your world. You wouldn't be like, oh, snap.
Not
I
at
was
that
like
time.
60% sure. Like, no, we're going to watch this scene, bro.
This is insane. This is actually insane. Like, first off,
Look.
in Homecoming, he's barely done anything. He did one thing in Germany, and that's it. He's done very small level things. Like, his aunt has every right to just scream, but then, like, kind of play it off. Like, he's not famous. MJ has been following Spider-Man religiously. When you look at the Washington, D.C. scene, when you look at all of these things that happen in Homecoming, it's like, of course she's putting the pieces together. So then, of course, with her character in mind, she's just going to be throwing that out there. If you were Spider-Man and you were hiding it from me, I would be going to you every fucking day being like, and I know you're Spider-Man. And I know you're Spider-Man. And then if you said it to me, I would be shocked.
That's ass compared to what we've seen on the big screen already. When Mary Jane finds out that Toby is Spider-Man, that is such a, like, oh my God, it's finally the moment. It's finally happening. It's a big reveal. When Emma finds out that Andrew is Spider-Man, I thought that was done prematurely. However, it was still a super, like, romantic, dramatic moment where it brought the characters closer together. Like,
It brought them closer together and Far From Home. Do you not remember the bridge sequence for the final fight? Like, he saves her life.
Oh yeah. No, I also remember Spider-Man's butler picking him up from Germany and providing him assistance throughout that whole final battle because he's following MJ and Ned trying to protect them from the bots.
Yo, people ask for a connected universe, and then when they get one, they hate it.
Spider-Man shouldn't have a butler.
He doesn't have.
He shouldn't have a butler. He didn't Far From Home.
He has a friend.
He literally had a butler.
He has a friend in Far From Home.
a butler with a private jet and like unlimited money and access to wealth. All right, guys, things got a little bit heated there. You know, Far From Home, man, fires me up. I can't. I don't know what to say. But let us know in the comment section down below. What do you guys think is the most underrated MCU film? I feel like with whatever answer you say, you actually could defend that movie, and you know it would be an argument or a conversation, which is always fun.
Their own way.
Yeah. Except for, I'm not gonna say it.
I got more in the chamber, folks.
I got so many more in the chamber. Next up, let's get into some Batman talk, because this week fans have been talking about how James Gunn has officially followed Aaron Taylor Johnson on Instagram.
Yeah.
Now, that could mean nothing, which it probably could, but it also could mean he's been cast as the DCU Batman. So, Aaron Taylor Johnson as the DCU Batman. What are your thoughts?
I don't like it.
It's way better than Brandon Sklenar, whatever Twitter propaganda is going on over there.
Yes. We're a Nate Man fan over here. We want Nate Man. But yeah, no, I don't see it at all. You know, too short, too pretty. Like, I see him as Animal Man. I love that character, and I think he could do that really well.
Nah. I like Aaron Taylor Johnson as Batman. I can get behind that.
No, you don't.
Yeah, he's in his mid-30s. He's been in the superhero game for a minute.
Yeah.
Kick-ass movies.
Yeah.
Quicksilver, Kraven, and say what you want about Kraven, but he was actually really good in that movie, and he
was
brought
moving in that movie.
And he's a fantastic actor. Like, seeing him in Tenet and Nosferatu, and 28 years later, like, Aaron Taylor Johnson, yes. When we had that conversation last week about DCU Batman and what we want to see from that, and I think Aaron Taylor Johnson fits that description of he can bring the performance element and just give an equally great or even better performance as Batman than Robert Pattinson, because there's always going to be that comparison.
Yeah.
And he can hold his own. You know, it wouldn't be like if Aaron Taylor Johnson was cast as Batman, I wouldn't say, oh, that's like a massive downgrade from Pattinson.
No, I don't think I would call it a massive downgrade. There's definitely things, like, I like the rugged look of him. Like, I think a lot of fan casts, like, they make Bruce look very pretty. And I don't know, that's not really how I see Bruce in my head. But he's short. Like, he's kind of short. Like,
he's 5'11".
Like,
you give him 2-3 inch boosts, like that's nothing. Actors do that all the time, by the way. Actors do that all the time.
I guess.
Every Marvel hero, every Marvel character has lifts in their boots to look a little taller.
Yeah, that's fair. I just don't know. It's not my favorite. It's not my go-to. I think it could work, but like, it's kind of like what we were talking about last week. These guys are just too pretty. Like, they're too famous. Like, I just don't really like it. Like, I want someone. And again, kind of like what you were saying last week. Does Aaron Taylor Johnson, does he fit that role of showing up for a second in a TV show, showing up for a second in someone else's movie? You think so?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. Being Batman would easily be the biggest lead role. I mean, he doesn't really do a lot of like projects where he's like the lead.
That's fair.
He's more of a supporting. He's shown his prowess as a supporting actor more so than being a lead, because Kraven wasn't necessarily all that successful. 28 years later, we don't know how much money that made. I mean, he's great in the Kick-Ass movies as well. Like, he's like borderline superstar. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's been around for a long time, and he's great at what he does. But I don't think Aaron Taylor Johnson is in, like, superstar category yet, like a Timmy, like a Robert Pattinson, like, you know, Leo, or, you know, whatever the case may be, or Tom Holland, or whatever the case may be. Like, he's not in that upper echelon yet.
Yeah.
But I think him playing Batman would propel him into that type of stratosphere. And that's why I think he would actually do it and be down to like being like anything Batman related, especially under someone like a James Gunn, especially considering the fact that he's boys with Nicholas Hoult.
Yeah.
And I literally saw him at the Superman London after party, and he pulled up and he was like super happy and super excited to be there. So he's naturally around like the same circles as like a lot of people. And I could see it, man. I really could see it. Like,
if anyone deserves like a long-lasting superhero role, it's him. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
He definitely deserves to have a big role and a continued role. I just don't know if it's Batman. I'm still gonna say it. I think he would be a great Animal Man. And if you haven't read Animal Man, you have to.
I just feel like that's a waste.
No,
that's a waste. You were talking about last week. Oh, we're gonna waste Jake Gyllenhaal on Batman. You're talking about Aaron Taylor Johnson for Animal Man, brother.
That's peak. It is peak. I promise you.
Dude, no, I got nothing against Animal Man. I think Animal Man is a cool character. I don't want Aaron Taylor Johnson playing him. Or another name that's been brought into the mix for DCU Batman, which I can get behind, and I co-signed this when I saw it like a couple months back on Twitter. I think Sebastian Stan.
Here we go.
Bro, I think Sebastian Stan could get the job done. And again, is in that category of he's proven himself as an actor and is a generational talent. And everything he's done, he should have won an Oscar for his portrayal of Trump in The Apprentice.
True.
While also he put up A Different Man, his performance in that in the same year. Like, he is a special type of actor, and he's way bigger than a character like Bucky Barnes.
I don't want to recognize my Batman as an actor. Robert Pattinson is pushing it. Christian Bale was way too far. Like, dude, Superman works because David Cornsweet, you can look at him and just be Superman. He doesn't have to be his person from Pearl or anything else like that. Like, Sebastian Stan has paid his dues as Winter Soldier. He's going to live and die as Winter Soldier. You're not going to see him as the Batman. Like, what? Give basically the same goddamn performance he's given the past 15 years as the Winter Soldier as Batman?
First of all, very different characters, and I would give Sebastian Stan the credit that he would make them both very different because he's that good of an actor. Second thing, when you look at Lex Luthor, do you see, oh, that's Beast from the X-Men movie?
No, because they're completely different.
Same thing with Bucky and Batman.
You're insane.
Same thing with Bucky and Batman.
Insane. When you saw Bucky in the Winter Soldier and he had that hat,
I wasn't thinking of Batman. I was thinking of Bucky. No, I wasn't thinking of Batman.
You're insane. Are you kidding? The no-talk brooding? Dude,
bro,
he has never given a performance that wasn't Batman light. Like, let's be real here. He's always doing Red Hood and Batman. That's the Winter Soldier.
No, he's not. And, like, Sebastian Stan would be a fantastic Batman, and he could rise to that occasion and do that character justice and be a father to an entire Bat family. Like, I could see that from someone like a Sebastian Stan.
That whole conversation between the Winter Soldier and Falcon in their show.
Bro, just because someone's brooding doesn't mean they're good for Batman.
I agree. I think they're bad for Batman if they've played brooding characters, especially brooding superhero characters. Like, you're just going to give the same performance. There's not enough difference between those characters in how they, like, in their mannerisms for him to be distinguished.
With this type of logic, you could have looked at Robert Pattinson and said, oh, he was brooding in Twilight, so he would be a terrible Batman. No. And yet, he's the best. No. I just sauced you with that. No. Don't even lie. I just cooked you with that. I just cooked you with that. I just cooked you with that because he's brooding in Twilight. He's dark in Twilight.
You calling Twilight an action superhero movie?
Very different type of performance.
Very different characters.
Batman's more like a vampire than he is like Bucky Barnes. So yes, I would think that's a valid comparison.
Okay, but Edward and Batman are very different characters in how they act.
I'm not saying they're the same freaking characters. I'm saying, oh my God, I'm hot right now. Hold up, I'm taking off my hoodie.
All right, I think you might have cooked me a little with this one.
I got you.
Yeah, a little. It's just, but there are still minor differences. Like, I think,
of course, there's differences, which is why Sebastian Stan playing Batman would be very different from him playing Bucky.
There's differences in your argument. Like, I think Robert Pattinson in Twilight and Robert Pattinson in Batman are different enough characters. I think Winter Soldier and Batman are very similar characters. And so I just think you can't have a main character like that just move on and do the same role for another studio.
Dude, how many actors have we seen go from Marvel to DC, DC to Marvel? It's been done countless times. Half of the Suicide Squad cast were in Marvel movies and vice versa. Like, we've seen it done time and time again.
Yeah, okay. All right. I guess you're right. I just don't think Sebastian Stan could fill the role of Batman.
Dude, he's him.
I don't think so.
He's him.
I don't think so.
He can do the job. Better than anyone better than Nate Mann, better than Brandon Sklenar, better than anyone that's in conversation. He's right next to Aaron Taylor Johnson as someone that I could really get behind to see him playing Batman for the next 10 years for the DCU.
Insane. You're melting my brain right now.
Let me melt it a little bit more, because you know who I think is going to get a lot of Batman comparisons? And chat, y'all can book this. and like bring this up later down the line in November 10th when the Running Man comes out. I think Glenn Powell is going to be getting a lot of Batman talk. I'm not saying Glenn is my pick for Batman. I wouldn't be mad at it. I'll tell you that much. But when you see Glenn's performance in The Running Man, he is a dark, brooding figure, and there's a lot of different elements to that performance where I think people are going to naturally watch that and they're going to be like, oh, I could see him as Batman. It's the same way people saw him in Top Gun Maverick and said, oh, he could be Johnny Torch or Johnny Human Torch, Johnny Storm, or Cyclops.
No, I don't like it at all. I don't like it at all.
Dude.
I can't even...
Bro, this is like when I told you guys at CinemaCon that Mason Thames would be a good Dick Grayson, a good Nightwing, and y'all were like, nah, I can see. And then you watch How to Train Your Dragon, and you're like, all right, I can start to see it a little bit.
I could see him as Tim Drake. Hell no for Nightwing. Hell no.
That's my pick.
That's
my pick. I don't want a mid-20s Dick who's gonna be appearing in 3 things in 5 years and then be in his 30s and he's like an unk.
That's fair.
We need an early 20s Nightwing so like that he can play him for the next 10 years and still be young.
I agree. It's just not him.
It's Mason Thames.
No.
That kid is a superstar.
Agreed. He's not Nightwing, no.
He's Nightwing.
No.
Who else? I don't know. Any other
These picks are insane.
Bro, I'm not mad at them though. I think they're better picks than anything that's been.
No,
thrown
Nate Mann
out there.
is the go-to Batman.
Bro,
I think he
Nate,
sounds and looks incredible.
Nate Mann and Brandon Sklenar. I'm down for Nate Mann. I like Nate Mann. I like what I've seen from him.
Yeah.
He definitely gives me like a heavy Bruce Batman energy. But if I were to see a headline that says Nate Mann has been cast for Batman versus a headline saying Aaron Taylor Johnson has been cast, I'm more hyped for that one, and it's not even close.
I know I'm repeating history like when Ben Affleck was announced for Batman, but just like, I don't see it. I saw Robert Pattinson when that was announced. I didn't see Ben Affleck when that was announced. Ben Affleck wowed me. Robert Pattinson, I've never been disappointed in a Batman movie. So it's like they always surprise.
Really? Batman and Robin? You like that one?
I do like that one.
Actually, I do like that one. That movie is actually underrated.
It is.
It's camp.
It is. It's fun.
George Clooney sucks as Batman, but like...
Yeah, but I watched it when I was a kid. I thought this was exactly what Batman was. Like...
Well, bro, this is going to sound crazy, but like, dude, as a kid, I never got the concept of like people like hating movies.
Oh, yeah. I still don't really get it.
Like, I watched Spider-Man 3 in theaters, and I thought it was like the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Absolutely. That movie changed my life, bro. Like,
that's why I always defended Spider-Man 3. TASM 2, same thing.
It was the same thing with Star Wars, bro.
Like,
yeah. We all grew up with the prequels now, and it was like some of the best movies I've ever seen in my entire life, and I get a little older, and it's like you made a kid almost kill himself because of how much you didn't like this movie. Mm-hmm. Like, we are not the same type of fans. What are we talking about here?
Yeah. I guess per like the DC, now hopping over, like, flipping the coin of today's episode over to the DC side of things. What do you think is the most underrated DC film?
Wow. That is a tough one. There's a lot out there because they've made so many. Like,
Actually, let me repeat that. What do you think is the most underrated DC film?
The most
Clips.
Yeah.
So go.
The most underrated DC film is Black Adam.
I can get behind that. That's a fun movie.
That is a fun movie, and it's also dog shit. I think the actual most underrated DC film is Superman 4.
Quest for Peace?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Like, I know...
I'm never going to hate on a Superman movie like that.
Yeah.
It is the worst Superman movie, but I'm never, like, I wouldn't say it was, like, a bad experience. It kind of falls, like, in that... It falls under, like, Batman and Robin in a way, where it's like, I understand why people don't like it, but to me, like, when I watched it as a kid, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Yeah, and you learn about it as you grow up, and it's like, oh, even the production and cast didn't like this movie. Like, no one wanted to be here to do this, but it's like, to me, it still embodies everything that Christopher Reeve's Superman was, and I think it's just so fun, and I love whenever they would add new tricks into his, like, bag of tricks. Like, he could always pull out something new that you didn't see in the last 3 movies, and I thought it was really fun.
See, my answer,
Oh no.
we're actually going to unite here.
Okay. Ooh.
Batman versus Superman.
See,
The
that's-
reason that's actually underrated is because it got terrible scores
Yeah.
by the critics and the general audiences when it came out, and it didn't make as much money as it should have.
Yeah.
Because when you put Batman and Superman together and they're both in the title of a movie, that should easily be $1 billion film. And this movie made like 700-800.
People
which,
don't know what they got. Like,
you know, it's not bad, but like it definitely like underperformed, which is why I think we can say it's underrated.
it is a perfect movie for Batman versus Superman. It's not.
No, it's not perfect. It's not perfect.
It is perfect. It is perfect.
It's not perfect.
It is perfect.
Dick being the dead Robin is ass.
I don't care for the Elseworld story that they were telling for
You're the type of Snyder fan that will just defend anything. When I actually I'm not saying you don't like Snyder. I like Snyder a lot.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to ignore certain decisions like that literally could have kept this universe from being universally loved in the way like we love it.
Yeah, no, I agree. Look.
Batman killing is bad. That's a bad thing. He shouldn't have killed in BVS.
Okay, but we got some of the coolest Batman scenes of all time thanks to BVS. Like the best Batman fight, hands down, even to this day, is in BVS.
The warehouse fight, but again, Batman shouldn't kill. Like that's a decision that should have been a rule that to not cross that line in BVS.
Yes, but there's a character story there about Batman, about him losing his way and coming back. And I agree, it pushes it. It takes it to an extreme. But that was the story that Zach was trying to tell with these characters. Like, he was living in the same kind of mindset that I think a lot of fans are, where it's like, you know these characters, you know who they are, their mannerisms, so let's put it on its head. Let's see what happens when they're like backed into a corner against these morals and stuff. And I think as time goes on, it's just going to be looked at in a different view, where it's like, this was an original Elseworld story of these characters that we know and love, especially getting Superman nowadays, and we're going to get a more fantastical Batman like as time goes on. And I think it's only going to be looked at in higher regard as time goes on, because it's like, this is a new take. This is interesting. This is a compelling way to tell these characters' stories.
I agree in that respect, and that's how I always saw Snyder's verse.
Yes.
Like when we got Man of Steel, and it was like a dark, gritty, realistic take on what Superman would, affect our world today. Like, I really appreciated that. Was it dark? Was it like definitely not the vibe and tone that we're usually accustomed to with a Superman story?
Yes.
For sure. But I appreciated it as like just a different take on these characters, as I did with like BVS, Snyder Cut, and everything else Snyder did. Yeah. However, like, there are certain lines to not be crossed. I think Dick Grayson being the dead Robin, instead of setting up the Under the Red Hood story with Jared Leto's Joker, that like there was potential for that.
I mean, I agree, but it's like, I don't think Snyder was planning on making a whole like universe.
Well, he was.
Time. Well, he had a story in mind for how he wanted these characters to go, but he wasn't thinking about expanding and it like branching out. Like, he wasn't thinking Nightwing or Teen Titans or stuff like that. He wanted his Justice League characters, and that was what these stories were going to be about, and it was going to end at a certain point.
Yeah. Well, then in that case, just don't have the dead Robin suit there at all. You know?
Yeah. No, I guess.
Like, just don't have the dead Robin suit there at all.
I don't care.
Because when I saw that in that BVS trailer and it's Bruce looking at that.
It's hype.
It's hype.
Yes.
It's hype.
It
And that's
is.
why, look, I love BVS for a multitude of reasons. But for me, the reason I came out of that opening night having an enjoyable experience is because it did the three most important things this movie needed to do. It did. It gave us a great Batman performance.
Yep.
Ben Affleck blew it out of the water with his Batman performance.
Yes.
He was fantastic. He is the best part of that movie.
He was hungry in that movie.
He was hungry.
Like, it's awesome.
The dialogue was incredible, too. I mean,
Yes.
that line, if there's even a 1% chance, we have to take it as an absolute certainty.
God.
And then
my
Jeremy Irons was so good as Alfred,
Yes,
too.
such a great voice. Like, oh my God.
So-
It gave us wide-eyed Batman.
Look, Ben, great Batman.
Yeah.
2, great Batman versus Superman fight.
Agreed.
When they actually come clashing together, like, that was an incredible fight, seeing these two Goliaths go back and forth.
Yeah.
The way the fight flowed, the way they staged it. It obviously ends with the Martha moment. I'm actually a fan of the Martha moment. I didn't really have a problem with that. When that actually happened, I was like, damn, I've never thought of the fact that their moms have the same name.
Yes, I was like, wow, I'm brain dead.
Yeah, like, how did I never think of that?
Together?
Like, I actually didn't have a problem with that. And the third thing was a great Trinity fight.
Yep.
Because it was obviously, one of the marketing pieces for BVS was Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman versus Doomsday.
Dawn of Justice.
Dawn of Justice. And yeah, so those three things. We got a great Batman versus Superman fight, and a great Trinity fight. And I still, to this day, I will always say this, bro. If they didn't reveal Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman entrance in the trailers, that would have been one of the most impactful moments in superhero history. It would have gotten the craziest audience reaction ever to finally see Wonder Woman on the big screen like that alongside Batman and Superman, and it actually be a surprise instead of just spoiling it in the trailer. I don't know why this...
Hearing that theme.
The movie's called Batman versus Superman.
Yeah.
No, like, someone saying Wonder Woman isn't going to get them to go watch the movie. If you're not going for Batman versus Superman, you're a lost cause.
That's true. That's true. Wonder Woman, that's a very niche market that they're adding to that.
So, yeah, those three things were, like, a part of the reason why I came out and just having a good time. Like, there obviously are, like, a ton of different nitpicks that I have here and there. But for me, I think the movie just continues to age like fine wine, too, bro.
Absolutely. I think all three of those movies continue to age like fine wine.
Especially, and one thing that helped tremendously was the Ultimate Edition.
Oh my God, yeah, yeah. I don't even consider those movies without like the Ultimate Edition or
now that
Snyder Cut.
When I talk about BVS now, I'm just referring to the Ultimate Edition.
Yeah,
because like it's crazy to me how they never had like the context of like everything that happened in the opening act with Superman, where it's like Luther's goons kill all of the villagers, but then everyone's blaming Superman. But you don't see that in the theatrical cut. You only see it in the Ultimate Edition. Like, how do you leave that out?
I really don't know. I really don't know. Like, that studio was constantly fighting with Zack, bro.
Or oh my gosh, after the Capitol blows up and it's Superman looking at all of the bodies and it affecting him, how do you
It's
cut
beautiful.
that?
It's
How do you
beautiful.
cut that,
like,
man?
it's so sad. I love the way such an interesting take to me, because I grew up, with all of the old Superman movies, not so much as confused to who Superman really is. So it's like, putting him in this, like, okay, we're directly going to make him a god for, like, the humans on Earth. Like, he's going to have to take that mantle and fight with that in his head. And I just think that's such a cool way to make that movie,
I also thought, man, that, like, the way they connected the whole, like, Paul Kent journey and Paul Kent, like, Clark going to the mountains to speak with Paul after everything happens because he just has to clear his head. And Paul's talking about how he met Martha. And then it connecting to the end where Superman tells her, she was my world. Or you are my world.
Yeah. It's just so good.
Which, that's another criticism as well, is that, like, Henry Cavill and Amy Adams had, like, zero chemistry. But, like, it was good writing.
That's fair. No, yeah, I guess I could give you that. Like, I didn't really care about their relationship too much, which I guess isn't great. But, when I think of BVS, I think of all of the shots of him rescuing the people. Like, it's just beautiful. Like, there's just aura in those movies.
Yeah. Or, I think of that whole, like, sequence where it's, like, Neil deGrasse Tyson talking about, like, Superman's place in the world. And then Superman, like, Clark is just watching the TV, and then he just calls his mom. And it's like they're talking about this guy like a god when he's, like, literally just a normal dude, and he's still, like, the same type of guy that will call his mom for advice.
I can't believe it underperformed. It is underrated. I think it will forever be known as underrated.
Yeah. And we will die on that with today's episode.
Absolutely.
So, shout out to you guys. Thank you for tuning into today's episode of the Supes Show. Again, episodes dropping every Friday. Next week, we have our entire New York Comic-Con coverage episode. So Connor and I are going to be literally filming in the hotel room every single night.
It's going to get messy, bro. Like, room service on the floor. It's going to be like midnight when we're
There
filming.
might be some nights where, we're feeling good.
Yeah.
We're feeling happy. It's going to be a fun,
It's gonna be
jam-packed
great.
episode. A lot of stories to share, a lot of things to cover. So we'll see you guys next week. Make sure to check out Connor's content. Links will be in the description below of this video. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next Friday. Peace.
Peace.